Hello, Galaxy. I'm Chris Pirillo, and I've been asked a few times over how to get the most out of Rogue One. My number one tip is a tip I wish I would have followed before I saw Rogue One for the first time, but I didn't really have the tip when I saw Rogue One for the first time. The number one tip is that you need to go to audible.com/Pirillo and listen to Catalyst. This is a Star Wars novel that has been turned in an unabridged fashion into an audiobook. Normally it takes you about 11 hours to get through the audiobook at single speed, but Audible's got an option where you can listen to the audiobook at double speed, which is what I did. It took me about 5 hours to get through, and my comprehension was just as strong, if not stronger, than I believe it would have been had I taken the time to read the printed novel. It's the same story, and the narration was absolutely wonderful, even at double speed. So, in spending 5 hours with this audiobook, Catalyst, I had a deeper appreciation of what I saw in Rogue One. I understood bits and pieces and some information about the characters in Rogue One, but not at the level that I appreciated them and understood them in listening to Catalyst. Catalyst is effectively the set of stories that revolve around the Urso family. Not so much Jyn, though. Really, Catalyst was more about Galen Erso, Lyra Urso. Director Krennic was in there, Orson Krennic, and I think we understand this is kind of how Rogue One begins. I should say this is a spoiler alert. That's kind of how Rogue One begins. I understood what was going on when I first saw it. But when I saw the same scene after having listened to Catalyst, I was definitely taken aback because I understood more about the motivations and the backstory between these characters. Again, pop over to audible.com/Pirillo, download the app if you need to, and start listening to Catalyst before you see Rogue One again. You haven't made any mistakes, I swear. Or maybe you have, but certainly not by missing Catalyst. There's time. Plenty of time for you to catch up. And they have plenty of other Star Wars novels that have been turned into audiobooks, so just let this be the beginning. In fact, with a subscription, you can get one free audiobook download every month. And trust me, I think you would have plenty of time in the future to take in all the Star Wars goodness that they have there. And I should also say that they also provide more than just Star Wars books in audiobook form. It's just that I'm really compelled to listen to Star Wars sometimes because I can go back into my imagination, and that's largely how I experienced Star Wars growing up, because we saw the movies in the theaters, and I'm old enough to remember seeing Star Wars in the theaters, the first movie, when it was just Star Wars, before it was known as A New Hope. We only could see it when it was in the theater. We didn't have the option to watch it on TV, and certainly not on these portable computing devices. So this is how I loved Star Wars, in here. Because I carry Star Wars in here. No, not my shirt, even though the shirt does have Ponda Baba. He made an appearance in Rogue One as well, and I'm sorry about that spoiler if you missed it and you haven't seen it. Maybe you should go back and see it again, and I should probably stop flailing around so that I don't damage any devices so that I can continue to listen to Star Wars audiobooks. Thanks again to audible.com/Pirillo. May the Force be with you.